What's up, everybody? I'm back with another 2019 and up Ranger installation video. This is going to be for the Redtek Window Module. I don't have the power folding mirrors, so this one does not have the power folding module as well. You can get that one if you have the power folding mirrors, but I do not. So this is going to be the one for just the windows. It's going to give you a one-touch up or down on all four windows instead of just the drivers. And it's also going to give you the global windows where you can lock and unlock twice, and it'll roll them all down and roll them back up. And you can even leave the windows down and close the door and lock it, and it'll roll the windows up for you. So we'll do a little unboxing here, and then we'll show you how to install it. So we got the Redtek window control module. It does say, when you go on their website, because it is an Australian company, it does say for the PX2 and PX3. I did email them and confirm that it does work with the US model. Just make sure that you get the one for the PX2, PX3. They've got a couple different ones. And then again, like I said, if you want the one that works for the power folding mirrors, you'll just have to make sure to get the right one. They answered pretty quickly, so I think they're pretty good as far as customer service goes. But we'll open it up and show you what's in the box. So you've got the module itself. I haven't even opened it yet. And then you're gonna have a wiring harness. It's a plug and play, and then there's two like T-taps. You've got to splice into two wires, and then it gives you the instructions as well. So it's gonna give you step-by-step instructions, tells you exactly which wires to tap into, and then it gives you the operation on the back. So we're going to do the installation, and I'll show you guys what to do. All right, they want you to start with taking the tweeter off. There's a couple of clips in there. You can use a plastic, like a pry tool or something. Just be careful not to scratch the paint. I mean, if you don't care, you don't care, but I do. But you can get behind it and sort of pop it out. And it'll should just pop right out, just like that. And then you've got a plug right here. You're gonna want to disconnect that. And after you get the tweeter out of the way, the next thing is, in either order, you can get the switch out or you can get this panel off. We'll pop this switch off first. You wanna get your tool underneath the back of it and just pop it up. And then the rest of it you can do by hand. Just pick it up and then pull back, and then it comes out. And then there's a plug right there. You're gonna push it in. Try to do this one-handed. Push it in. And then pull it out. And then set the switch aside. And then on this trim piece right here, there's a spot right here, if you look, to get a tool in to start popping it loose. And you can just get in there and then pop it out and just work your way around. It's gonna sound really bad. It's gonna sound like you're breaking it, and you could. You just have to be really careful. Just work your way down, and then at some point you should be able to get in there by hand and then pop it off, and then set that out of the way. And then you've got a couple of screws. You've got one right here, one right here. You actually may not have to take that one off, I forget. But this one here has got to come out. That holds the door panel on. And then right here and right here, you've got two, I believe they're T25 Torx bits. You'll take those two off on the bottom, and then you can pull the whole door panel off. You'll start down here and you'll sort of pop it out, and then just work your way around each side, carefully popping it off. And then you'll want to disconnect the plug for the door lock switch there, and then you can take the door panel off, sort of lift it straight up, and then set it out of the way. So here we are. We're going to take the T25 Torx screws out, and then drop them, and they're going to go flying away, and you got to find them. but you know how it goes. Take those out. Set those out of the way. And then, like I said, you can sort of get under there. You may have to use your pry tool to get underneath. Pop it and just work your way up. Pop, pop. Go over to the other side. Just work your way around. Once you got them all off, then like I said, you're going to take the whole door panel and sort of lift it up. Actually, I knew there was another one. It's right here. I forgot that one. You got to take that T25 Torx bit out of that one as well. Grab a magnet, pull it out of there so it doesn't fall. Set it out of the way. Now you can lift the door panel up, sort of pull it out, and then up. There's a plastic piece behind here. You have to pop it out. There's a screw behind there. If you open the door handle, I don't think I'm gonna be able to hold the phone and show you at the same time. But if you get in underneath that right there with a small flathead, you can pop it out just like that. Pull it out of the way. And then you can see there's another T25 Torx bit right there. Take that out. And then now you can lift the door panel, sort of lean it, pull out, and then lift up. And the whole thing should come right off like so. The door handle release actually popped off for me. Didn't have to release it. And then you have to disconnect the door lock switch. And then you have to disconnect the door lock switch right here. There's a clip that holds it in there. You can just pull that out. I have to get the release tool. Push that in and slide it back. I'm gonna grab my release tool. Get right behind that. Pops that out. Door panel's off. You can set it out of the way. And then we'll need to get behind the foam cover to some wires. So once you get the whole door panel off, you're gonna peel back this foam inner liner, moisture barrier, I think is what they call it. And then you don't have to unplug it, but I did unplug it. There's a switch that goes to the door latch right here. There's a plug, that goes to the door latch switch right here. So you're gonna unplug it, and it tells you to connect your two T-tap wires. It tells you to take the green wire, and it wants you to take the T-tap there and connect the green wire to the purple and green wire. So you're gonna have a purple with a green tracer here, and then it wants you to take the gray wire and connect it to the second one here, which is a gray and brown wire. It gives you in the instructions, it tells you exactly what to do right there. It tells you connect the green wire to the purple and green and connect the gray wire to the gray and the brown wire. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'll plug this back in, and then we'll go to the next step. So like I said, we're going to take the T-tap, and we're going to slide it. The green wire is going to connect to the green and purple wire, and you just slide it over it, and you take that. It's usually best to use a pair of pliers. Just fold it over, and then crimp it. I didn't get an audible sound, but you look at it and it did crimp. There's two little clips right there that locks it in, and it did clip in, so we're good on that one. And then we're going to take the gray wire, and we're going to hook it to the gray and brown wire right next to it. All right, we got the gray wire connected to the gray and brown wire, and I was able to use two hands to do this when I set the phone down and stopped recording, but I was able to clip that one in, and there was an audible sound because I was able to use both hands. So just make sure that they're clipped in good, and then you're good to go. And then you can take this and just plug it back in right there. And then what I'll do is I'll take these wires and I'll zip tie them to this other harness that runs right here. And then I'm actually going to take this module, and I'm probably going to zip tie it right here. There's a hole right here that's not being used for anything. So I'll zip tie one end of the bracket through there, and then probably the other end of it to this bracket. And I think there's a little pocket right there, so I think I should have enough room right there without it interfering with anything. And then once that's done, we can pass the two plugs through the hole where the door lock, the window switch wiring harness comes through. So always just make sure that when you do that you don't have any issues with interference. You can attach this anywhere. I don't know if I attach it up here somewhere, if it's going to interfere with the door panel. So I'm going to do it down here, and I should be okay. All right, as you can see, I zip tied the two wires, the green and the gray wire, along this harness. I'll go back and I'll snip all those off, and then I zip tied the actual module right here to the harness, and then to that open hole that was right here. So I'll cut these zip ties off, and then I'm going to plug the window switch in. Before I put the door panel back together, I'm going to plug the window switch in, make sure everything works like it should. And then when I start putting the door panel back on, I'm going to make sure that it clears that module, or that module doesn't interfere with the door panel. If it does, then we'll have to figure out something else, or if where you place yours interferes, then you'll have to figure out something different. So I'm going to trim these zip ties off. We're going to plug the switch in. We're going to make sure the operation works, and then we'll get it all put back together and we'll be done. All right, so the module, as you can see, it's right there. It should be just underneath the armrest and the door panel, so I should be okay. We'll find out here in a second. But you're going to take, it comes with two plugs on the other end of the wiring harness that comes with the Redtek module. You're going to take the original door, the window switch pigtail plug, harness, whatever you want to call it, and you're going to plug it in to the female end. And then the new male end is going to plug into the switch. So we're going to plug that up real quick, and then we're going to confirm the operation. All right, we get all the plugs plugged up. The ignition switch is on. Obviously, the driver's window is already one touch down, but it works. One touch up. Now, passenger front, one touch down. There it goes. One touch up. And there it goes. Got the driver's rear, one touch down. And then we're going to do the passenger rear down. Passenger rear up. Driver's rear up. And there you have it. And then I'll show you the other operation. Take that out, close the door gently. All right, close the door. It's locked. We're gonna hit unlock, lock, unlock, lock. It cracks the windows to vent them. Does all four. Rolls them down just about a ½ inch to vent them. And then you can hit lock. And then they'll roll back up. And then to roll them all the way down, we're going to hit unlock 3 times. There they go. The 2 fronts go down, and then the 2 backs go down. And it'll actually, let me see. Yeah, the window, it says here in the instructions, when the vehicle's locked, or see, by pressing unlock, 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 all windows will roll down to cool the vehicle before entering. The vehicle will auto relock itself in 1 minute, and the windows will close to prevent windows accidentally left in open position. With the windows down, say you pull up and you leave all the windows down, and just hop out and hit lock, and it rolls them all up. So there we go. Now we just have to put the door panel back on and we're done. So when you go to put it back together, it's gonna be a little tricky. You'll have to hook the cable for the door handle in. And I actually didn't show you that because it popped out on me. I didn't even have to disconnect it, actually just popped out. But the instructions that they send, it tells you that's the clip and it tells you how to do it. You just have to push that tab and it'll pop right out, or it may just pop right out on you like it did for me. But it clips right back in. It's really easy. And then what you're gonna wanna do is this upper edge, it has a little hook and there's the weather stripping. You're gonna wanna hook it in that weather stripping first. Make sure you plug that in, the door lock switch, and then make sure you pull your tweeter wire up so that you don't get it trapped down in there and can't get it out. So once you do that, then you can go around, make sure these clips are lined up. And if any of the clips came out of the door panel when you took it apart, now that would be the time, before you put the door panel back on, that would be the time to pop them out, put them back on the door panel, and then you can clip it in and just go around, clip it in. I'm gonna be honest with you, it looks like where I have that module is probably gonna affect me right here. So I may have to pull it back apart and reposition it. But once you do that, you just want to go through and make sure all your clips are lined up with the holes, and just pop them in and then put everything back together. All right, so yeah, I did have to take the door panel back off. The module, I had it right here, it was interfering with the door panel. So it looks like I can actually probably fasten it, maybe put a screw through that bracket right in here somewhere, and it'll clear. I could probably even do it like that. But yeah, if I put it right there, it'll clear. There's that pocket for the door panel is right here, and this will be right underneath the window switch, so I'll have room somewhere right in here. But yeah, if you put it in there, you should be good. And then just make sure, like I said, when you put the door panel back on, that you don't have any interference with anything. So here we go. 1 touch down. Up. right, with the doors locked, if you hit unlock, lock, unlock, lock, it vents the windows, all 4 of them. Rolls all 4 windows down about a ½ an inch or so. And then if you hit lock, it rolls them back up. And then if you hit unlock 3 times, it rolls all 4 windows all the way down. There's the fronts first and then the back. And then it has a timer. After a minute, if you don't enter the vehicle, it'll automatically roll them back up. Or if you just hit lock, it rolls them back up. Honestly, I bought it mainly for the auto up and auto down when you're in the vehicle. This was really just a bonus. I've got this on my Mustang too from the factory. It'll do both windows, of the 2 front windows. Obviously there's only 2, but so I mean, it's pretty nice to have. So overall, it was a pretty simple install. I think once it shipped, it only took like 3 or 4 days to get here. Overall total time from order to me receiving it was less than 10 days. I don't remember exactly, but I want to say it was like 8 or 9 days total. So, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.